Coming into Lowe's Market to get my supplies. Need stuff for 2 days, evidently. Just about to head out. It is 10:10, but I stayed at Peddler's something. It's a hostel. It's not on the map. They're just getting back into it. They're the new owners. There were 6 of us here last night. Yeah, definitely recommend it. Only about 2 miles. The road is exactly out the parking lot of the hostel. Couldn't get any closer. I'm carrying almost 7 liters of water. Looks like rain, but that's just part of the course. Okay, pavement ends around 11 miles. This is where the real climbing starts. William from the Netherlands. He stayed at La Garita, where we got the panini yesterday, and he stayed at the campground, and unfortunately they were closed. So I'm at the spot on the ACA map which says where there's a spring. There is indeed a spring here, or at least a water source. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up and continue on. If you know that spring's there at mile 18 and a half, and then I drank almost 2 liters, and today's quite comfortable, probably in the 60s. If I know what I know now, I probably would not carry this extra, what is it, 4 liters of water, which is 8 pounds. Sunday ATV traffic. Wow. That looks like the strip mining mountain there. Just came up there. And here's the super fun site. It says it's the Summitville mine. Stuff looks nasty. Some pictographs up here about the history of the mine and from the 1800s in the town of Summitville. Indiana Pass said that it was pretty rocky. And he was right. This is a pretty crazy descent into Stunner. Much longer than I thought it would be with the rocks. I'm still almost 5 miles away. Can't really go very fast. Wow, that's something else. I'm going this way, just a little bit more to the campground. Well, just this vista. I made it to Stunner campground. I didn't get here till about 7:15. The group I wasn't really riding with them, but they were at the hostel last night, with the exception of William, the man from the Netherlands. It looks like they continued on. This is my campsite here. Someone was nice enough to leave some wood. I don't know if I have any kindling, because I wouldn't mind starting a fire. I think that's good to you know, keep the bears away. But right now I'm gonna cook up some freeze-dried dinner, and I will go ahead and see you tomorrow. Hopefully get a good start tomorrow. Good morning. I think it's day 46. It's a Monday. Got up about 6:15, which seems to be my autopilot, more or less for getting up. And it's now almost 7 o'clock. Brought everything back from the latrine where I stored it for the night because of the bears. So I think this morning I'm going to go to the Platoro and get a cup of coffee. And then I have another stop, Bear Haus, you know, restaurant there. I may stop and get lunch there. But I think today's goal is there's a dispersed campground just on the other side of the border into New Mexico. Hey, just leaving Stunner campground, 8:10. Off for a cup of coffee, but it's only about 8 miles away. Almost immediately start a climb. I wouldn't have been able to do this last night. It was too late, and I think I already climbed 5,000 feet for the day. So Garmin says 900 feet over 3 miles. Gonna make me work for this cup of coffee. Doesn't seem to be as rocky so far as the descent yesterday, which is good. Today seems pretty reasonable. 40 some miles, 3,000 plus feet. And I think some of it's road riding too. So I think that's Lookout Mountain and those trails down there are what I rode on. But there, that's the turnoff there for the campground last night. That's how much I've climbed so far. Here's a little pictograph explaining everything, saying that that's just naturally that color, rich in iron and other heavy metals, and it would deposit it in the Alamosa River for thousands of years. That must be Platoro down there. Coffee! I'm gonna try the first cafe I see here. I didn't go into the campground because I'm off-route riding involved to get there. So I got my $3 cup of coffee. Not exactly the most friendliest place. Guy inside wasn't very friendly, and no public restrooms, $5 for Wi-Fi. Just cannot make a good vibe about this place. It seems like they charge for everything. So with that in mind, I'll give you my trash. I left at 8:10, it's 9:40. I didn't go through the campground because the entrance was a little off the way a little bit. I'm gonna go to the general store for the RV park, see if they're a little bit more gracious. Morning. This looks like the general store. The general store is out of coffee. He recommended the lodge that I just passed for coffee. They do have resupplies there. I didn't really look in detail, but they did have, you know, snacks for a bike rider. Coffee shop. Morning. Yeah, I would definitely recommend Platoro Valley Lodge over Skyline. Skyline just seems like they're gouging. There's two nice ladies in there. They have a full coffee shop here. Bailey, the dog, is there. They can make more sophisticated coffees. Open 7 to 7, it says. Fishermen down there. Guess it's a revitalization project. There's some trout fishermen out there, I presume. Okay, according to the app, it's 20 miles to Horca and about 600 feet of climbing. Hello. Aspens. Just can't get over this vista today. Man, oh man, this is amazing. And this is in between Horca and Platoro. Now look at this Rocky Mountain Lodge. It says they have tent camping, according to the app. Looks like a camp store, some supplies, and that's like roughly mile 22 for me in the day. I'm gonna go ahead and continue. So I just passed Cojos, and Spectacle Lake campgrounds, which I think are a little bit off trail, but the signs are there. Here goes Horca. Just got a hamburger. A little expensive, but what do you expect? It's in the middle of, you know, it's on some forest roads, but it's cash under $30. After $30, you can use a credit card, but I just got the bacon cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke, and I think it was 20 bucks. Looks like I gotta get on Highway 71, and based on the way these flags are blowing, might be a headwind. This is my climb of the day. Pretty big. Free Wi-Fi, charging my stuff. She's gonna let me fill up my bladder. And she did say that I could pitch a tent here and stay if I wanted to, even though it's only about 3 o'clock. I was here an hour and a half. I got here at 1:30, and it's hard to leave. But I got to take advantage of this weather. Just leaving the Red Bear, and there's a flagman here. 5-mile climb. Oh my goodness. Still going up. I've only felt like I've gone like 3 miles. I've only gone like a mile. On Manga Pass, did a pullover just because of this view is so amazing. I wonder if that's where I came from. There we go, La Manga Pass Summit, 10,230. Woo! Not on the other side for some reason. Downhill. Snowmobile rentals seems to be a good seasonal thing, huh? Snowmobiles. Just turned on Forest Road 117. Kind of a nice descent. It is 5:40. I feel like I'm just going to stop at that campsite. I don't know if there's much value in continuing. Last night when I got in at 7:15, it was kind of build the tent, start the fire, cook dinner, and then go to bed. Not that there's much more to it than that. Just relax a little bit. Man, oh man, look at that view. That is something else. Carson National Forest, New Mexico. Finally. So this is the dispersed site. There's one over there on the ACA map, and there's one there. Both of them have trailers in them. I don't know if these people are coming back. There's a 14-day limit, so I mean, they might not even be here this week. It's 6:15. I'm wondering if I should just go to 6:30 or take my chances and be here. So there's a fire kit. Yeah, they don't want people driving back here. Forest Service must have done this. I'll just camp here tonight. And it is 7 o'clock. And I've stopped for the day, and I think it was about 3,500 feet and 47 miles or something. I went past that dispersed site that's on the ACA map, which was really a gorgeous site, but someone had parked their trailer there, which I think I mentioned. Whether they're going to let it sit there for a week and they're not coming back till the weekend, which kind of sucks if people do that. Interestingly, this is on my Garmin bike computer as a campsite. I don't know whether you go back into the woods. Like I showed you, there's some, looks like the forest people dumped a tree there, so they don't want people going back there. Not a bad site. It's beautiful landscape. I'm just on display a little bit, which I don't appreciate. I'm actually in the middle of the driveway or the path, but that's the flattest spot there is. It's getting cooler as the sun goes away. Not sure I'm going to put the rain fly on. I pulled it off it was soaking wet from this morning. So right now I'm going to cook some dinner. Buy some ramen and tuna fish. Good morning. Some tree cutters came through. They came in about 7:30. Had to move out of the way. It's my own fault for camping in the middle of a road, but like I said, it was blocked up there, so I thought it was closed. It's 8 a.m. Got a huge day today. Got to go to Hopewell US Forest Service campground. At least that's my goal. 47 miles, 4,700 feet of climbing. So, and I think it's all forest road except for a small portion on Highway 16, and I don't even know if that's paved. I have a feeling New Mexico is going to be extremely hard. I've had pretty much clear mornings every morning. And then in the afternoon, the thunderclouds roll in. It looks like a dispersed spot there. Maybe 2 miles up on the climb. Looks like a different planet. It's like a Christmas tree farm. By default, I carry 2.8 liters. And I don't think I would have had the problems in the basin and the Canadian day if I had carried 4 liters. I ended up just walking a fair amount today. Get to a point where you're not going fast enough to keep your balance without moving your front wheel around. And that makes you lose balance and you can't get enough speed, and then you hit a rock and it's just not doable for me. So I just came up here to Carson Pass. I have to say that was the hardest climb so far on the trail, and I don't think it's going to get any easier with New Mexico. I think this is just an introductory of what's ahead of me. Quite a vista. Whoa, nice descent coming up, I think. This might be the end of the high altitude. Little swamp up here. Wow, this is cool looking. Reminds me of Canada with these trees. Just went through this corridor of these awesome pine trees. I think I'm at about mile 15. It's about 12:20. I'm taking my little lunch break. And it's 32 miles, and I forget the climb. It was under 3,000 to the campground. I'm aiming for 8 o'clock, which still should be light. And there are some storm clouds coming in there, which is par for the course on the afternoon. Thank God it's not that hot. That climb at the end of the day is going to be tough, but again, at least it's paved. The other challenge is the impending afternoon rain shower. I think this stuff is okay if it gets wet. Don't want it to, but I think it's okay. Another awesome downhill, good road conditions. I'm going down a lot. Another rocky climb in New Mexico. Soul crushing. Here goes the climb. One of them. It was on for a long time. Just came off my bike. Got to get to a better spot to remount. This is all my second rattlesnake of the trip, a baby right in the middle of the road in the rocks. Oh boy, look at this descent. Wow. I'm not going to be going very fast on this. I turned on the Highway 64 and I am so happy to see asphalt. Climbing to the campground, 5.5 miles and almost 1,500 feet, 1,480. And I just started it now. That's what that beep was. Just setting up the tent, letting my rain fly dry out from last night. I'm in campsite 2. Looks like it goes back pretty far, but I just want to get out tomorrow, so I don't know if any of the other sites will be better. I was told by the people I ran into this morning that the host comes around with water and they will collect the fee, I guess, for camping here. But it's 6 o'clock That's so cool. It's the sun skirting underneath the, going underneath the clouds. George came in, did a huge day. He did in 2 days what took me 3. Just leaving Hopewell Lake with George. George came in last night after I was there for a little bit. Stayed at Storm Lake the night before, and last night was some crazy thunderstorms and wind, and really rained a lot. And he had looked in the book, and it said that if it rains a lot, you don't want to take this section. So anyway, the point being that we've left a little bit after 9 o'clock to sort of hopefully let the rain or the water soak into the upcoming road. Today is 55 miles and 2,800 feet, which compared to the last few days is very reasonable. I like getting the climbing over with in the beginning. George said he looked at the climbs and there's nothing too outrageous. I think we were primarily going downhill today. We'll lose a lot of elevation. George is ahead of me, so he's kind of giving me a good line most of the time. It's just rocky, man. That's all there is to it. New Mexico is rocky. It's just different, you know, than what we've seen before. It's more hilly, I guess. The trees are bigger. And this looks like an older forest. Not that I know what I'm talking about. Now we come out of the forest into Chunk in this beautiful vista. Chunky road. I'm just afraid something's gonna rattle off. My eyeglasses just fell out of the feed bag, but that's my own fault because I usually secure it. I heard something, thought it might be a bear, but I don't see anything. This is the first section of the peanut butter clay gooey mud. Looks like George made it through. Seems to have dried out enough from the rain last night, at least this section anyway. But so far, been able to get through it. Some of it's really squishy. I'm kind of skiing through it. I'm thinking that it has dried out and that's why it's not sticking. Wish I had aero bars. It would give me another position because my arms get tired on these climbs, supporting my upper body when I lean forward on the drops. So the mud finally got to me. Just accumulated. I don't have too much further before I get the woods. Hopefully the woods are not so much water accumulation. It's an official log cabin. Look at that. It's a serious roof too. Why do people etch their names in the aspens? All right, looks like it might be a climb. No red mud, so that's good. Nice piece of forest here. Slow climb. Hit a little bit of mud. Seem to have missed most of it. The dapple with the shadows is kind of a challenge. I have sunglasses on and you can't necessarily see the rocks or the divots if they're coming up. Wow, this is beautiful. Pretty nice descent here. I think I'm coming up on Canyon Spring, which is listed as a some kind of supply option, which would be awesome. Storms usually come in around 3-4 o'clock, I think. I see some pavement. Woo! Yeah, baby. I think George said there was 20 miles of pavement. I'm not seeing anything. That leads me to believe it's a... Wow, that sucks. There was a sign that said summer store, but... Oh well. Okay, just turned on the forest road outside of Laros. Climbing 2 miles. I think the pavement's about to end. Hopefully there's a downhill at the end of this. Got to make up some time and get to El Rito for some food. Just finished that climb for Garmin out of Lelicito. And now I think I have about, hopefully 9 miles down into El Rito. But really gorgeous forest, really nice riding. New Mexico's not all bad. And look at that sky, crystal clear. Descending into El Rito, awesome descent. Approaching El Rito. The one restaurant in town doesn't open up till 2, and even then it's questionable. And then this mercantile, there's really not much there other than chips and beer, as the one guy told me. We are leaving the Carson National Forest. I guess that's what I've been in. That's where I entered into New Mexico. Just a few miles outside of town, or at least to the restaurant. Oh, there's some weather finally. It's been a beautiful day. Look at that mesa out there. That's so cool. Okay, just leaving Cafe Sierra Negra. I would highly recommend it. They had a vegan option, fish tacos. I had the special, which was the meatloaf. Really good stuff, not your typical hamburger joint. And it's right across from the Family Dollar, which lends itself to getting some supplies because we don't come back this way. So maybe do both, have a nice meal. We left at 9 to 3, 6-hour day of riding. On my way to the bike retreat, just past Bodie's. Hi.
Hey. Laura, thank you very much for your help in private thing. Joe, how's it going?
I was going to say, is this Joe?
This is Joe.
Everyone's asking.
Someone said, oh, there's somebody else here, and I thought, oh, no, Joe must have been here.
No.
Yeah.
There's
and then somebody else was here, and I said, there's somebody else coming, and he said, Joe?
Really?
So.
Mr. Popularity.
Yeah, Joe, you're
Wow.
This is the best one, but I'll show you where the other ones are.
Does this sleep 1 or 2?
It sleeps 2.
This is the bike retreat. $20 for a hut, kitchen, outdoor shower. I'm gonna be over by the river. I should have bought a beer when I was at the. I could see staying here a day, man. Just chill.